Good evening. I'm Melvin. Tonight, it'll be the first ever Halloween extravaganza. From these next few videos, I'll be telling you some of the most horrific stories written in literature from folklore to around the world. From hitchhikers, local folklore, well, you know it. May make things more comfortable, shall I? That's better. Today's story, The Hook. Make it more comfortable. Noel and Sarah went to the movies. Then they went for a ride in Donald's car. They parked up on a hill at the edge of town. From there they could see lights up and down the valley. Donald turned on the radio and found some music, but an announcer broke in with a news bulletin. Flash, a murderer has escaped from the state prison. He was armed with a knife and was headed south on foot. His left hand was missing. In its place, he wore a hook. Let's rub the windows and lock the doors, said Sarah. That's a good idea, said Donald. The prison isn't too far away. Sarah, maybe we really should go home, but it's only 10 o'clock, said Donald. I don't care. What time is it? She said. I want to go home. Look, Sarah, said Donald. He's not going to climb all the way up here. Why would he do that? Even he did. All the doors are locked. How could he get in? Donald. He could take that hook and break through the window and open the door, she said. I'm scared. I want to go home. Donald was annoyed. Girls always afraid of something, he said. He started the car. Sarah thought she heard someone or something scratching at her door. Did you hear that? She asked as they roared away. It sounded like someone was trying to get in. Oh, sure, said Donald. Soon they got to her home. Why would like some to come in and have some cocoa? In other words, hot chocolate. Back in that era, she asked. No, he said, I got to go home. He went around to the other side of his car to let her out. Hanging on the door handle was a hook. Well, was that boring or shocking? Back in the 50s, that was a classic overkill. Here's a new one. This one is a tragedy. It's all central woman in a special gown that leads to her tragedy. It's called the White Satan's Evening Gown. A young man invited a young woman to a formal dance, but she was very poor and she could not afford to buy the evening gown she needed to such an occasion. Maybe you can rent a dress, her mother said. So she went to a pawn shop not far from where she lived. There she found a white satin evening gown in her size. She looked lovely in it, and she was able to rent it for a little. Where she arrived at the dance with her friends, she was so attractive, everyone wanted to meet her. She danced again, was having a wonderful time. But then she began to feel dizzy and faint, and she asked her friends to take her home. I think I had danced too much, she told them. When she got home, she lay down on her bed. The next morning, her mother found her daughter had died. The doctor did not understand what had caused her death, so he had the coroner perform an autopsy. The coroner thought she had been poisoned by embalming fluid. It had stopped her blood from flowing. There was a trace of fluid in her dress. He decided to have entered her skin when she perspired while she was dancing. The pawnbroker said he bought the dress from an undertaker home. It had been used in a funeral for another young woman, and the helper sold it just before she was buried. Well, the next time you buy a dress from a pawn shop owner, check the background so you won't end up like that poor girl. Her last dance? There's a photo there also. What she looks like from her last dance. Was Death himself, right here. So ladies, next time you try to buy a dress from a pawn shop, make sure it's not from the funeral home. So your next date will be the angel of death himself. Let's see. What's the next story? No. Nah. No. Man's or exactly. Let's see. No. This one. The story's called May I Carry Your Basket? Now you might hear this. If you see a person, like an old lady, carrying a little basket or in the middle of during the night in the streets, make sure to look her very oddly. I'm not telling you the rest. I don't want to be a spoiler. I'm going to read you to it. Sam Lewis spent the evening playing chess at his friend's house. It was about midnight. What time is it? Well, you know, midnight. It was about midnight when they finished their game, and he started home. Outside it was icy cold and quiet as a graveyard. As he came around and turned in the road, he was surprised to see a woman walking ahead of him. She was carrying a basket covered with a white cloth. When he caught up with her, he looked to see who it was, but She was so bundled up against the cold, it was hard to see her face. "Good evening," Sam said. "What brings you out this late?" But she didn't answer. He said, "May I carry your basket?" She handed him to him. From under the cloth, a small voice said, "That's very nice of you," and followed with a wild laugh. Sorry about that. I can carry away sometimes. Sam was so startled that he dropped the basket and rolled out a woman's head. He looked at the head and started staring at the woman. "It's her head!" he cried, and he started to run. And the woman and her head began to chase him. Soon the head caught up to him and bounded into the air and sucked its teeth into his leg. Sam screamed with pain and ran faster. The woman and her head stayed right behind him. Soon the head leaped into the air again and bit into his other leg. Then they were gone. So, if you're planning to do a little midnight walking, make sure who you see in the front. If it's an old lady, carry the basket. Keep on walking so you won't lose your head or even get eaten. Well then, what time is it? It's about to be 12:30. I know I hate to leave you, but tomorrow night's another story. So, check your doors, check your closet. If you have somebody you're in love with, make sure he's always with you in your bed. We don't want any murders. So, have a nice evening. But first, let me put out these candles. Damn key. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and of course, damn wax.